What up, YouTube? How's it going tonight? Welcome to another edition of the WFT Show. I'm your host, Justin Nickel. Excited for this episode. I'm super pumped because we have one of my favorite comedians in the entire lower mainland. I'm just kidding. He's a great dude. I love working with him, and we're happy to have him. Mr. Dylan Reimer. How you doing, Dylan?
I am great. Here, rocking the GVRD's finest. I'm turning my phone down.
Thank you.
Because you guys, was that like a little joke you play on all your guests?
No,
like
I did.
You tell me this big costume party where everyone's dressed as Hitler, and then I show up dressed as Hitler, and like, oh, it's a different kind of 420.
Yeah, he went young Hitler. So cool.
No one ever goes like army, like Gomer Pyle Hitler, like in the trenches. You know, even. Yeah. With a little sketchbook.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be an artist one day.
Back when he was a good guy.
Did you say autist?
Artist.
I love it. Dylan, how you doing, man? We're really happy to have you, dude.
Sorry, I'm doing great. I want to keep talking about Hitler, but it's probably not the best way to.
We have a story. We have a story about him coming up. We are also joined with by the voice of God, our man behind the scenes, our the reason why we're here and the way he pulls all the levers, Mr. Mark B, our producer. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, I'm good. How's it going, guys? I hope we're gonna have a good show. And I just want to say hello to some of our chat who is there. So I see Justin Nickel. Oh, that's you. We got James, our boy James, our regular James. He's probably going to ask about aliens in 2 seconds, so I'll answer the question. We are talking about aliens this week, James, so get ready for that. We got Mod Jess, Head Mod Jess. I want to say hello, Jess. Thank you for being here and moderating our chat. And JR, moderator JR, moderating our chat too, keeping the conversation going. We have
JR. Hi, JR. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
It's okay. Then we have Mr. Doopy, who broke into our Discord server during the show last week and tried to sabotage our show. So we see you, Mr. Doopy. We see you. Yeah. Never pull that shit again because you're going to be gone in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Mr. Doopy, the UAP of the WFT show.
We got Pyra Dracula. Nice to see you, Pyra. Always great to see you. We got Vera. We got all of our regulars here. So let's have a great show, gentlemen.
Yes, let's do it. I just want to kick off by saying, I hope you're enjoying the new heat wave. My balls can't handle this anymore, guys. It's time for me to upgrade to a better fucking air conditioner.
And your balls can handle a lot.
Yes, they've been through a lot, really. At the end of the day,
they've reproduced. That's the main purpose of a testicle.
Yeah,
and both of them have done it once.
Yes, so happy about that. Don't need them anymore, really, at this point. Really, I've had my 2 kids.
Imagine how much cooler your body would be without your testicles.
Yeah,
it would just be like a breeze going through there.
just a nice like fucking commercial. You know what I mean? Like running through a field. You know what I mean?
Like a ravine. It would just be like a wind going through Hell's Gate Canyon.
Oh man, we're gonna have a good show tonight. In the chat, you guys, let us know if you're having a good time. Let us know if you love this heat wave. Just keep talking to us in the chat, and we will be shouting out the funniest comments all night. We love it. That's kind of the favorite part for me. I don't know about you, Mark, but I love it when the chat's hot, and we always give shout outs to best comments of the night. So keep that going. What else are we missing? Contractual obligations. Mark, what do I got to mention?
Well, if you're watching for the first time, please subscribe. Subscribe to the show, the WFT show, the show you are watching right now. Hit like on this video. It really helps us out. And remember that we do put out clips, so check back on our channel. We put some highlights, clips. I actually tried some video game streaming on the channel this week, gentlemen. Yes. It did not work very well. I played a very hardcore first-person shooter game that's like a horror game, and probably not for the best for our brand. So I'm going to try to figure out a better game. I think me and Jay are going to play some Apex Legends maybe next Monday or whenever he has time. We're going to try to get some gaming content going too. But otherwise, check back on our channel. We have clips, we have regular show episodes, and we appreciate you watching them.
We should just do a stream of us playing video games titled Beating Comedians at Video Games, and watch me just have a fucking meltdown and throw my controller across the room. Yeah. Grown man here, probably broken at least 6 to 7 Xbox controllers in my adulthood.
Is hold on, is it because you're so good at video games or because you're so bad at video games? Like I'm the
It's
best and you throw it on the ground,
Yeah,
or I'm
yeah.
the worst and yeah.
Little of both. I think it's because the anger center in your brain is directly connected to the part of your brain that helps you play video games. I think I heard in a study,
Oh, yeah.
something like that. I don't know.
That sounds scientific, totally.
Yeah, yeah, that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. All right.
It sounds accurate. Like, I mean, I haven't played video games since the late '80s, but I mean,
Well, actually, you were in a
Spy Hunter. Used to fly. I was in the game. That's right, Mark.
Yes, Dylan was in the was it the Scarface game, if I'm not mistaken?
Scarface. The world is yours.
That's right.
Were you really?
He was.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like a weird dream come true. I used to be in a sketch group called the Blackout Broadcast, and one of my partners went on to become a voice actor, and he was working on the game, and they said, do you know any comedians, like kind of, Dennis Leary type. They didn't say Bill Hicks type, which I would have preferred, but they went, whatever, sort of in your face, which I was pretty obnoxious back then. And anyway, so he gave them my name, and so they played a okay, in the movie, there's a comedian played by Richard Belzer.
Yeah.
Who, I believe he gets like machine gunned.
Yeah.
And so I was that character. So I basically was the new Richard Belzer, and so they hired me to write 20 minutes of stand-up comedy set in 1981 in Miami.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was so great, and I didn't know how to negotiate, and I was like, I don't know, $5,000. They're like, okay, whatever, here, like reach in their pocket, just give it to me in change. And it was the most money I'd ever seen. So I immediately went to England and just like blew it all.
That's awesome.
And then I wrote 20 minutes of stand-up set in Miami in the early 80s. And then when it showed up, they were like, we want to make heckling an option. So then I had to go and write a bunch of heckles. So when you play the game, you can either sit there and watch me do stand-up for 20 minutes, or you can heckle, and it's in Tony Montana's voice. And then I reply. And then the coolest thing was the third day, they're like, we're going to make you a combatant. And I didn't know what that meant. And they're like, oh, you're going to fight Tony Montana.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, that's so rad. So they're like, come up with a scenario where like Tony would get into a fight. So I wrote a scene where he just hates the comedy show. And so then he goes backstage. And I was like, can I use a real person's name? And they're like, only if you don't use both names.
Richard Lett?
No, I didn't go with Lett. Although the name of the character is Dick Hackney, which is
hilarious.
Which is based on Richard. And I love Richard, but I couldn't resist. And then you can go down the hallway into the green room, and I'm sitting on the phone talking to my agent, and the name I use is Dennison, which was Mark Dennison, who I was mad at the time. He used to manage Laugh Lines. He's no longer with us, unfortunately. But and so I'm screaming at him like, this is the worst gig ever. There's full of coked out weirdos in bad white suits. And then I get into a fight with Tony Montana. And the funnest part was recording the punches and the kicks, because I just had to go like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Like, not the face. And then
awesome.
In the unlikely event that you have no power left and I actually like hit you and Tony Montana dies, what I say is, I can't believe that's how this fight turned out. Or I can't remember what exactly. Like, I can't believe I killed you.
That's hilarious.
It was the most fun week I've ever had hanging out down there at the I think it was Electronic Arts. No, Radical Games. Anyway, but that's the extent of my experience with video games, is being in one.
Isn't that the game where if you're like low on life, you just do a bunch of blow and then you get back to full health? Isn't that the one? Or you do coke and then Tony spazzes out and can beat up like 20 people at once?
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't quite. I can't. There was this. They had this trying to walk this fine line where they were like trying not to promote like violence and drugs, all the while play. I know it's. Able to play it. So if anyone out there has ever played Scarface, it's like, send me a screenshot of what it looks like, because I'm never going to figure it out.
That sounds like fun.
I should mention, just before we get too far, Dylan is...
Yes, Mr. Doopy. Sorry, I did have to heckle myself.
Oh, there you go.
Which isn't the first time I've done. I do that like every day.
Dylan is he manages and runs the Black Dog video podcast, the world famous video store on Vancouver's Commercial Drive. And he is also the founder and editor of State of the Week, a publication where I guess we could call it satire, Mr. Reimer.
You could call it that. Sometimes they're just really stupid jokes.
There you go. So
I'm equally proud of both.
Wonderful.
I love movies. Come on down to Black Dog Video on Commercial Drive and say hello, rent some movies, listen to our podcast at www.blackdogvideo.ca. Today's episode was the Terminator. We go in depth in the 1984 classic. And State of the Week is just, you watch the news, you read the paper, and sometimes you want to do something about it. So I just started writing my feelings in satire form.
There you go.
And isn't it funny though? Sorry, isn't it funny though?
Yes. I'm sorry. When you say, hold on, are you you asking if the site is funny, or is it like, isn't it funny?
No, I meant,
yes.
Isn't it funny though how you're trying to write satire, but all of the news now is literally just satire, and
it's impossible. Of all the 2020 is when we started this thing, and it's like, there's only so many like jokes about the orange one or the state of the world. We'll just leave it at that. It gets never mind billionaires and giant penises flying into space. Like you can't. Yeah. So
we'll get into that. Don't bury the lead, buddy.
So now it's all just dirty limericks.
Yeah.
That's all awesome. We post these, just dirtylimericks.com.
That's hilarious. All right, we should get into it here.
All right. So we're gonna start talking about the news, and in the news this week, and it was big news for me, is the Olympics. I was kind of an Olympics skeptic to begin with. We talked about the cardboard beds that were trying to prevent athletes from having sex last week.
Because you can't have sex on cardboard; it's impossible.
I mean, I'm sure you could figure it out. But and then of course with COVID and all sorts of just craziness. Apparently, the athletes, guys, when they go and they compete, Japan just kicks them the fuck out of the country. Like they say, okay, you're gone. Like as soon as they get their medal, which they don't. They don't even have placed on them anymore. They have to take the medal themselves and put it over their own head. I thought that was kind of tragic.
Stupid.
And but anyway, so now the Olympics, we're doing pretty good with Canada. Are you guys watching the Olympics right now?
No. Sorry, go ahead, Joan.
No, I literally have nothing to say. Go ahead.
Okay. Then I will take this. We are doing great as a country, but only the women are winning medals, actually. And I can't wait for the narrative to be turned that like women are fucking, better than men now in Canada and everything. And we're the fucking people holding us back, which we are, by the way. Like the women are crushing it. And I'm so happy to watch in rowing, in swimming, in what else did we win? Rowing, swimming, like
rowing.
Yeah, rowing is big, and but swimming, Kelly or Penny Alexiak, dude, you been watching this girl? She's like, she's great, man. She's great. Now the men, it's like I just love watching sports because on an international level, our women's soccer team top 5 in the world, our women's basketball team top 10 in the world.
Yeah.
Rugby top 10 in the world. The men suck at everything. They do. It's just fucking hilarious to me.
Oh, and that's nothing new. I mean, I can't remember which bloody Olympics it was, 2007 or I'm bad at math, but it was like the Winter Olympics. Like every time the men's hockey team, and the women's hockey team always, if I'm not mistaken, consistently gets gold. It always does better, and yet they're still kind of relegated to like the 3rd or 4th page.
Well, it's for this one, it's been interesting to watch the lack of enthusiasm, the lack of. I mean, you're watching
the lack of audiences.
The lack of audience, dude. I was watching. I think it was the skateboarding. They had these stands that built like for 20,000 people just for the skateboard park, completely empty. So these people are winning, and there's nobody cheering for. It's just it's like a zombie apocalyptic almost. Do you know what I mean? It's like I don't know.
Oh yeah, those empty stands. What's weirder is they have cardboard cutouts and then they have cheerleaders. Yes. Did you notice that?
Yes.
They actually cheerlead nobody. They just dance around and like wave their pom poms or whatever to a bunch of cardboard cutouts.
Well,
I'm thinking. Sex bots. They got a lot of sex bots over there, so why not? They're very lifelike. They move around, and they're programmed to look like they're enjoying themselves. So why not just put some Team Canada jerseys on them and just stick them in the like robot sex bot?
Because it'd just be
swimming fans.
There'll be those sex dolls in the stands with their mouths wide open, just with the hands like.
With a big foam finger.
Hey, that's a great idea. And if anybody,
that would be a fantastic.
If anyone tells me that's not possible, it's fucking Japan, dude. Don't tell me they don't have enough fucking sex dolls over there.
Dude, they got so many sex dolls, they're throwing them out in the woods and like in rivers and shit. Okay, they got a lot.
Are you sure you weren't watching that's Spielberg movie AI? That's almost exactly what happens. Yeah. Sex bots get lost in the woods.
Yeah. And then
I love that skateboarding is an Olympic sport now, because it's the only thing I've ever seen in the Olympics that I've ever done with any degree of skill, and it's minimal. I'm like, you see the athletes walking around Olympic Village or whatever, you can always tell who the skateboarders are. Like long hair. They look like they're from Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
And they're wearing like baggy jeans and they're just kind of like, yeah, I'm at the Olympics. This is great. Like they seem to be having a better time than anybody else.
That's hilarious. Pyrus says Ireland is one of few for rowing. If they allowed booze in the boxing ring, we'd have a few more. Isn't boating and drinking illegal now? So I don't know how Ireland's allowed to do that.
This is bad advice.
How are they ever gonna leave the island? They're trapped. The English finally defeated them.
No, I just find it funny that Japan has been forced to continue on with these things when their whole country is, say, in a state of emergency. They've been told not to, but the IOC owns Japan. Yeah. And they're like, no, you will dance and you will like it. And Japan's like,
and the worst is the Canadian guy, Dick Pound. Yes. That is his name, Dick Pound. This guy, his name is Dick Pound, and he is the biggest douchebag I've ever seen. Like
Canadian Olympic Committee.
Like I already hate the IOC. For the life of me, I don't understand why this thing tours around. Like Lollapalooza. Why don't they just pick a country and they have it for like 20 years and then move on to the next one, so that you haven't completely wasted all that money.
Yeah.
But every city, Vancouver included, winds up owing money for like 20 years.
But that's why.
So why not just have like one island and one mountain where the Winter Olympics and the Summer Olympics take place, and everyone just goes to that place like Ibiza, but for sports.
I'll explain why. Because the IOC is a walking, basically, loan shark to all of these countries, and they sign contracts with countries like Brazil. Let's take Brazil, for instance. Brazil signed a contract saying, we will have all these venues made by this date. If we don't, we owe you money with compounded interest every single month. It just gets worse and worse and worse. So Brazil doesn't make their quota, doesn't have any of the venues made, has to take a huge loss on hosting the Olympics. And now they owe the IOC money they'll never be able to pay back. And the IOC is now considered a non-profit organization because they incur zero losses. So it's a humongous scam. And we are about to incur another one in 2030. They want to come back here for the Winter Olympics, even though we're like, no. We're still paying for parking for the first one.
They still have junkies. The IOC's business model reminds me of Ursula the Sea Witch from The Little Mermaid. It's like I just hear poor unfortunate souls playing in my head as you're describing that. Like, no, just give me your voice. Go up to the mainland and you'll be with the people. Sorry, Mark, what?
I was just going to say, what it reminds me of is trying to book a date with JFL.
Don't even.
If you have a venue, you know what I mean? And trying to get an act from Just for Laughs, it's kind of like the Olympic Committee, I feel.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And especially if you're running a comedy club in New Westminster.
You want your whole door.
They're like, hey, we got Carrot Top's dog. And I'm like, well, can I be in JFL? No. Carrot Top's dog or nothing.
All right, moving on, boys. Another story from Japan here. So, we're just talking about sex dolls. And,
sex dolls. Hey, right on, sex dolls. More sex dolls.
But now, we're talking about sex toys this time. And just like in America, we've had this trend where we're sending billionaires into space now on, in rockets and whatnot. Well, Japan, I think, is trying to follow suit. A Japanese firm will launch a sex toy into space this summer to research the effects of spaceflight and zero-G on the device.
Bezos already beat him to it. Had to be said. What's the sex toy? Is it Slick Lips? Is it one of those hand job things?
That's a good
Was it
question.
that hand job from the movie Top Secret?
Let's see. Sex toy will thrust its way into space this summer as
Really?
man, this article. It's called the Tenga rocket, and it looks like will carry a specially modified Tenga cup device, which the firm alleges will accumulate data on the conditions it experiences in space. So there's a picture of it on screen here, and it looks like a butt plug to me. That's what it looks like. Yeah.
Nice.
Why?
That's the one. That's the one we got to go with. All right, that's fine.
That's the only question. Everything about this is a huge why. Because hey, we're doing great for atmosphere on this planet, so let's just burn more fuel and send more things up into the outer atmosphere.
Why not?
Why? Hey,
dude,
we've already given up on cleaning anything up, so you may as well start sending dildos into space.
No, but just how
are they
bored are we?
Oh yeah.
I just don't get it.
No, but why would you need a butt? Why would you need a? Sorry, my girlfriend's in the other room.
Shut up! You have a girlfriend?
Watching Big Brother.
You have a girlfriend? Good for you, man.
Yeah, what's that supposed to mean? In the middle of a I want to get back to talking about butt plugs. Don't ask me personal questions.
Sorry.
Why would it? Because in the bath, maybe. Like, why would you need to know the zero-G situation with a butt plug?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't they usually send up like experiments from 10th graders and stuff like that, like with NASA, to test his volcano or his like little like bacteria experiment in space? I guess Japan.
Oh.
I don't know. This might be a 10th grade, Japanese high school experiment for all we know.
Oh,
James, sorry.
I just think of 2001: A Space Odyssey, where it's like Hal, but he's a dildo.
Yeah,
never mind.
James, regular contributor for us, says the aliens are gonna have fun with that, and that is so true. We're just sending is this a peace offering to the aliens? Like, hey, don't stop fucking us, or it's like stop probing us. Can you use this instead?
Oh, there you go.
Jesus Christ.
No, but then they bring it back down and they think we want to be probed. The aliens are just like, they must love that anal shit because look, they're sending up butt dildos.
Yeah. We're sending mixed messages. That's all I know. By the way, Mark, did you like that viral joke that was stolen by 13 million people on Twitter this week?
That's right.
What if aliens are just alien billionaires going to space like our billionaires? Blah. And 13 million people think that they thought of it, and then they post it as if it's their joke. This is why I hate the internet. A joke can go hack in 13 seconds if you put it on the internet.
Like which ones? Asking for a friend.
Oh yeah.
If I say one more, God, asking for a friend was never funny.
No.
Ever. Or just gonna leave this here.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself, internet. I hate you.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
When I hear asking for a friend, I black out and just start swinging. That's my response now. Next story, gentlemen. Something a little bit closer to home here in Vancouver. We had a high-rise fire in a Vancouver apartment that was caused by a magnifying effect. So it was one of these fancy high-rises, that they're building all over the place, here in Westminster, in Vancouver, in Surrey. It's just blowing up. Well, there was a series of curved windows that caused an accident and set the apartment on fire. So I guess someone didn't really think about the effect of having curved windows and the sun.
They never read Lord of the Flies.
Yeah. Oh, they were never those
sorry.
There were never those psychopath 8-year-olds burning ants with a magnifying glass in the summer break.
Not in New Westminster. Is that where this was? New West or?
Hold on. It was in. Let me check here. Quebec Street and 4th Avenue. Quebec Street and 4th Avenue. So this was
Vancouver.
Downtown. Yeah, this was
Mount Pleasant. Was it downtown? 4th?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I thought isn't Quebec Street in downtown 4th Avenue anyway? So it was.
I think. Never mind. No, Quebec is. Do we really want to talk about the geography of Vancouver? I don't think it's downtown. I think it's closer to closer to like Main and First.
Gotcha.
So this is the
But-
opposite of leaky condos, then I guess. Hi-yo.
Hey, that's not bad.
Yeah, so I mean, people, I think, I don't know, shouldn't architects have more training and know not to do this ahead of time? What's going on?
Yeah. Well, how about if you were the person who owns the fucking condo before it lit on fire? Wouldn't you be like, man, it is hot in here?
Oh yeah.
What is going on? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. There'd be some sort of warning sign, wouldn't there? Where like your countertops are turning brown for no reason. Do you smell that? Am I having a stroke?
And had they not invented maybe curtains?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
But that's a weird one. That's tough. That is I don't even know that feels like an insurance headache to me, where insurance is like, we don't cover this. We don't cover magnifying glass.
Yeah, we don't.
Fire.
Acts of stupidity is not.
yeah. This is an act of God. We don't cover acts of God. Yeah. I don't know, man.
No, I mean, it's and depending, the Vancouver real estate is already kind of in a bad place, you know, with it's already expensive to buy a condo. So now do we have to design these things ourselves? I don't know. It seems like a lot of work to own a condo. You need all the money up front, and there's a chance it'll burn down because an architect doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, it's been a bad couple of months for towers in general. Especially in a larger unregulated market. Well, hey, no, let these rich guys. They look, they're rich. It means they're smart. So just let them do whatever they want. Like, yeah, we don't need an architect. I'll just design it myself. And you know what I mean? You know what it was? It's the construction development equivalent of that scene from This Is Spinal Tap, when he grabs the napkin and draws the Stonehenge and accidentally goes like 4 inches instead of 4 feet. And so they get those little tiny, yeah, just make this. I drew it on the back of a fucking placemat at Denny's. My dad's a billionaire. And what's and then it bursts into flame. Well, you've never seen this. You're a comedian.
I've seen the one scene where he's like, then I turn it to 10 and I turn it to 11, right? Like he's talking about turning up his amp. That's the only scene of it.
This one goes to 11. You absolutely have to watch This Is Spinal Tap. It's one of the funniest movies ever made.
Yeah.
Especially as a comic, man. Like, it's embarrassing that you haven't seen that. Speaking of people who are ill-equipped.
Oh, hi-yo. Anyone in the chat?
Yeah. You're as bad as that guy who designed the fucking curvy windows.
Hey, man, I'm not like...
But instead of curvy windows, it's jokes about Spinal Tap.
I love it. Listen, anyone in the chat...
Shame.
Anyone in the chat...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Let me know if you've watched This Is Spinal Tap. Let me know if I'm missing anything. If you agree with Dylan, just let me know in the chat and shame me like Dylan is right now. By the way, I would love to come on your Black Dog video podcast and you just shame me for all of the shit I haven't seen yet. That would be a really good episode.
Well, if you haven't seen, Star Wars, we'll start with that. Have you seen Star Wars?
I haven't seen them all. But
there's only 3. It's
is there?
and then there's these horrible nightmares that came afterwards for like 23
the prequels
years.
are cool now. The prequels in retrospect are cool. A couple of comments in the chat. Justin's into curvy glass, says JR.
Yeah, back that glass up.
Tap that glass.
Then he says Spinal Tap is a classic.
It is a classic. You are 100% correct.
Mr. Doopy says great movie, got to watch it. So it looks like our most of our chat is in agreement with Dylan here. Justin, you should definitely watch Spinal Tap.
Okay, I will. Where can I watch it?
Come to Black Dog Video, 1470 Commercial Drive. We'll have you on the podcast if you watch. If the movie we do is This Is Spinal Tap.
Fuck yeah, let's do it. I'm into that.
Because my other two hosts never shut up about it.
Can we get really stoned? Can we do an edible, me, you, and Mark, and just watch it?
I still think of it as illegal. I can't because anything to do with marijuana, I have major anxiety attacks, which might be funny for you. But I'll just continue with my delicious vodka drinks.
We'll just we'll just do a bunch of Coke. The next story, gentlemen, is a huge victory for equal rights in the United States. Last week, a Senate panel voted to make women now eligible for the draft. So we will all be eligible now to be cannon fodder.
Is this a baseball thing?
No, this is a war thing. Not Major League Baseball, not the NFL, not the NHL. We're talking about the Middle East.
Not beer coming out of a tap.
No.
I didn't realize they were still doing that.
A draft.
Hey,
yeah.
It's never say never.
Yeah, who knows? We might have a big war upcoming, and now everyone gets to die in the war.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I think it's. I think it's about time that women have fought for the right to die at the hands of our enemies on the battlefield for the right to mine other people's oil. I think that's really important that they have not fucking got to that point. So congratulations, ladies. And ladies like, no,
yeah.
This is not what we meant. This is not what we meant by equality.
I think they're missing a word in that headline, and I think the word is poor. I think Senate panel votes to make poor women. I'm pretty sure rich men will not have. We're just going to even the playing field. Now poor people of both genders can get their heads blown off in Iraq.
I love it.
That's pretty much what it amounts to. That's pretty much what it amounts to. But it's a huge victory. I mean, everybody should have the right to die violently for
absolutely.
For
I'm assuming all of those senators are really on board with a woman's right to choose whether or not to have an abortion. Well, it's funny they could all get on board. This is something they could all. The Senate was like, oh yes, let's unanimously vote for this. But hold on, raising minimum wage.
Yeah,
no, we couldn't have that.
We don't want that. I mean, and on the abortion issue, I mean, maybe they're killing two birds with one stone here, so to speak. Just send pregnant women to war.
Yeah,
why not?
Well,
it's more like a bird it's more like a pregnant hen.
All right.
Anyway, never mind.
This subject is too heavy. This subject is too heavy.
I don't know why
having so much.
No, I don't even know why they're talking about this, because we know the next war is just going to be drones, right? Like there's going to be robots and drones.
And everyone knows women can't play video games for shit.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Clip that.
Women just got demonetized.
Women can't drive drones.
All right, so I just want to say hello to our chat. Let's take a second to say hello to our chats. JR says we need to have equality in the draft. Hell yeah, everybody gets to die for Wall Street.
Yeah, rich people first.
Yeah. Pyra says this is what you want, this is what you get. Old Public Image Limited.
Yes.
JR says ha ha ha, Dylan.
Do you think I'm John Lydon? Whoever wrote that? Pyra, I'm not Johnny Rotten.
Who the fuck is that?
Johnny Rotten?
Johnny Rotten's real name is John Lydon, but anyway.
Oh, I didn't know.
Public Image Limited. Anyway, there's a Sex Pistols Public PIL connection.
Okay.
You young whippersnappers wouldn't know that.
Yeah,
great reference though, Pyra. Great reference.
I know.
It is a great reference.
Pyra is really into really into all this music and all this. She's very, very knowledgeable, and she is in our Discord. And you guys should join our Discord. If you're in the chat right now, I'm gonna pop a link. Here we go. Join our Discord. It is the place, it is our community, is where we share stories, where we chat during the week about the show and the news and all sorts of stuff. That's where we talk about games, we talk about music, we talk about everything. Join us there in Discord to be notified when the shows go live and when the clips go live too. And if you want to join our mod team, Jess is our head mod, and JR is a great moderator as well. If you're interested in helping us grow this channel, and if you want to be a moderator, join our Discord.
Yes. There's also a hazing period that you'll have to go through. Jess and Jay will run you through that. It's very embarrassing. However, it pays off. It just pays off, and then you're part of the team, and it's all good.
Do you drive out on a motorcycle with Prince, and then he says you have to bathe yourself in the waters of Lake Timanca?
No, there might be
is that part of it? So you've seen Purple Rain, but you haven't seen This Is Spinal Tap. I'm not going to let this go.
That's the song?
Uh-oh. All right.
Well, then again, these days you could actually have purple rain when you look at the
Yes,
window.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we'll do 1,000 milligram edible and watch Spinal Tap followed by Purple Rain.
Yes.
We're gonna get
climate change. Climate change.
Only want to see you burning in the climate change.
Yes.
All right. Let's cleanse our palate because we've been talking about stuff. The Olympics just bummed me out. You know how it is. Let's talk about this story, and this story was shared to us by Pyra in our Discord server. So, police attending a noise complaint. So this happened in Spain, and we all know how the Spanish are, right? I don't have to say it, but we all know how they are. And police attending noise complaint in Spain find a cat had turned on the stereo when alone. So this is a cat just by themselves in some apartment, put the stereo on full blast, loud enough that the cops were called.
That's awesome. Yeah, this definitely tracks as far as like dick things cats do. So I totally believe and relate to this story. I don't know if my cat could turn on a fucking stereo, but what my cat can do is like take a shit in its litter box and not cover it up so it smells like shit when I come home, or shit somewhere in the house that I can't find, and I'm like, where is this shit smell coming from? So like this totally tracks as far as dumb things cats do. And I don't know why we even put up with these things anymore. I have a cat. I love him to death. Don't know why I have him. Can't explain it.
Okay, I'm glad you got that off your chest.
I'm ready to let him go. The hotter it gets, the more I hate him. I just want to say that. I just want to put it out there. The less I have time to put up with him. Now that I have 2 kids.
Well, there must be so much feces in your life.
Oh my God, I have a joke about it.
Oh, you talk about that on stage. I'm stealing your joke.
You're not stealing it. You heard it. Now I take it as a
I have
compliment.
no pets and no children, and the reasons are entirely fecal. I have a hard enough dealing with my own. Never mind other.
Yeah.
As for that cat, all I can think of, I said this earlier, is I just imagine Chester Cheetah. I'm disappointed that I see a white furry. I'm imagining It's Not Easy Being Cheesy, and the guy's like rocking out. That is, and the Spanish beer people. What's a Spanish beer? Estrella? Yeah, this is an Estrella beer commercial waiting to happen.
Oh yeah.
Like like every time the guy leaves and he gets down to the street, he hears like, Spanish Caravan by The Doors. Only song I can think of.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Which is
song.
like I want to say La Bamba, but I know that's not Spanish.
Hold on.
Isn't that Mexican?
Oh, no.
It is.
I need to
but
stop.
It's in Spanish.
I need to stop
Sorry?
the show right here. Dylan, if you rock out, like you're solo in your apartment and you need to rock out, do you put on Spanish Caravan by The Doors?
Yeah, but I put it on high speed. So it sounds like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Caravan, caravan, take me away, take me to Portugal, take me to Spain.
Okay. This was a very.
Go within a show.
It's not easy being cheesy. I already said it. It's been so long since I rocked out. And honestly, last time I think it was actually a Spice Girls song.
Okay. Damn.
It was the height of the pandemic. We were still banging pots and pans.
So Pyra suggests we should have been saying Spanish Bombs by The Clash.
There you God, they, whoever, Pyra, you nail it every time.
Oh yeah, Pyra's awesome. She's great. She's one of the best parts of our chat and our Discord. Please join our Discord. Next story, guys. Let's talk about threats in the air. So we like to talk about UFOs on this show and all sorts of weird stuff that we see in the sky.
What a relief! I thought you were talking about like breathing.
No, not. I mean, oxygen. Yeah, we can get into that if you want, but no. Let's talk about this story. So, we've alluded to it in the past, but let's really get into it now. Around LAX for the past year or so, there have been persistent sightings of a man in a jetpack flying near airplanes that are trying to land at LAX. So around between 3,500 feet in the air and 4,000 feet in the air, there is a man, and we have actually pictures of this man. We have video of them, pilot. We have recordings of pilot that call it into the tower saying, hey, there's a guy in a jetpack flying right near our plane as we're trying to land it. So this has happened now over and over again, and it's becoming a threat.
Well, wasn't there a movie that came out? Dylan, you should know this. The Rocketeer or whatever.
Rocketeer, 1994. Yeah.
You know the date exactly. I was like in the late 90s. You know it right off the bat. You're so
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it in New Westminster at the $2 cinema 3 blocks from my house.
Oh yeah.
Timothy Dalton plays a Nazi. It's great.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway,
Jennifer Connelly.
Oh yeah. But I was in love with Timothy Dalton.
So let me get this straight. Sorry, before you go, Dylan. Let me get this straight. So there's a guy, and they've been warned. There's a guy with a jetpack. So they know that he exists, but no one's talking about this, and no one has video of this. Give me a break. It's got to be some of the most monitored airspace in the world. How is this not bigger news? I want to know. I need to know more about this jetpack and how this guy hasn't killed himself on it yet.
You know what? You sound exactly like the guy who runs the newspaper in the movie The Rocketeer.
Get me more pictures of Spider-Man.
Somebody get me a photo of this. I don't believe it.
I'm the guy from the Daily Bugle right now.
yeah, more or less. I can't remember this, or the chief of police or whatever. Like, I don't believe a man flying around.
All right, well, you guys wanted it. Here is a picture of the jetpack guy. So there's actually so
please be the Rocketeer.
It's not the Rocketeer. So it's a guy. It looks like it's a humanoid that's wearing a jetpack. And there's even video. Let me see.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the Sasquatch. Maybe that's why you can't find him. He's flying around.
So see, he's flying around, and this is very, very high in the air. There's no.
How can you tell that's a guy?
Well, it
looks like
it kind of it looks kind of like a humanoid. So it looks like a person, but people have seen it up close. And pilots have reported it. Seeing it up close, and they say it's a guy in a jetpack that is flying near. It's always LAX, and this is very high. Like, there's no jetpack right now, no commercial or even military, they say, jetpack that can fly that high and that for that long, just out around. And it's also restricted airspace. That's another thing. It's extremely dangerous. I mean, this guy could get sucked into the exhaust of a plane and it destroy the plane, kill everybody on board and himself.
That's true. Yeah.
So, I mean, there may be an answer here to what's going on, guys. So let me see from the article.
Beyond me, man. It just looks like a bunch of balloons to me.
It's not quite that. So
you ever see Danny Deckchair? Maybe it's him. You ever see that movie? Okay,
no,
never mind.
I have
We've established that you guys haven't seen anything. Never mind.
We haven't seen anything.
The quirky Australian comedy starring Rhys Ifans.
Yeah, whatever movie you're thinking of, we haven't seen it. Let's just
come on, guys. It's Danny Deckchair, starring Welsh sensation Rhys Ifans.
One thing I've always wondered is how do you not burn your legs off when you have a rocket pack, right? Like, isn't that like the most common question? Like, it's a rocket.
Yeah.
If you paid any attention in The Rocketeer, he wears like lead pants.
Yeah.
No, for real. That's how The Rocketeer did it.
He has a really thick leather jacket. But look, if you look on screen right now, the Drive also reported that there are activists and people that are actually developing these drone systems that are mannequins that look like a man wearing a jetpack, but there's two drone copters on the side of it, and they are flying these things up. So Greenpeace recently was, I think it was a year or two ago, they put a Superman, they dressed up a drone as Superman, a huge Superman mannequin, and flew it into a nuclear reactor, or the side of the building of a nuclear reactor. And now there seems to be a group of, I don't know, pranksters that they think it's funny to go fly around airports near airplanes that are landing.
Wow, that is hilarious. However, probably a pretty big breach of fucking public safety, I would imagine.
Oh,
I'm assuming that these are white people doing this. I don't know where I'm getting that crazy idea, but
well, because it's such a dumb way to die.
Brown guy doing that, like. White people can do whatever they want in international airspace. I'll
tell you right now, if there was a brown guy in a rocket suit flying around airports, that would be top news on fucking Fox News. Okay?
Oh my god! End of the world.
Dude, no one cares.
Yeah. Now, and it's becoming a real problem. It's becoming a real problem. But
I remember when I read the newspaper article where they were like, "Oh yeah, they're just going to make drones accessible to every human being who has, $300. And I was like, that's the worst idea ever. You cannot
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, I didn't mean to cut you off. That is the worst idea until you find out that they're making flying cars available to people.
Oh, that's an even bigger, dumber idea, but it's in the same umbrella.
Yes.
My point is, it's not so much. We're arguing about semantics. I'm saying, fans of Vin Diesel movies should not be trusted with flying things, even a kite.
Yes.
Even a kite, because when I was a kid, you fly a kite. It's a nice summer day, and then some dickhead would always show up. Of course, I grew up in Surrey, and they would have like taped razor blades to the side of their kite, and they would literally attack other people's kites.
Wow.
And so there's this razor covered disc flying around in the Surrey wind. And that's just a kite.
Wow.
That's not a drone, or a Back to the Future car. The most unrealistic thing about the Back to the Future, the second Back to the Future, is that there were like cars were not just crashing into the ground constantly.
Yeah, no,
also,
we can't be trusted with vehicles like cars, flying cars, drones. I mean, it's limits. I have a drone now that I crashed recently, and I can take that thing up. I can fly it up to 10 kilometers away. It can fly up to almost a kilometer high in the sky. It's kind of it's really bizarre how far I can go with it.
Yeah, and you're a perfectly like morally centered and ethically minded individual for the most part.
Until I got my drone, and then it all went south.
Sorry, Mr. Dopey had a funny thing to say about that picture you just showed us of the drone with the sex bot attached to it. He said, "I love how the mannequin is wearing camouflage for the blue sky." Mr. Dopey in first place right now. That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right, and please like the stream, guys. If you're watching right now, take 1 second, hit like. We really appreciate it. If you are not subscribed to the WFT show, please hit that subscribe button. Moving on, let's talk about another story of local interest. There was a man that was very upset at McDonald's this week.
Yes.
Well, that's news.
It is news. So
was it me? That's every time I go to McDonald's.
I mean, do you eat because we're all adults here. When's the last time that as adults you've had a Happy Meal at McDonald's?
What day is it?
Okay, maybe I've never had a Happy Meal. I've
never had one.
Yeah, and it shows. I have Happy Meals a lot just because when I'm on tour.
I see.
And it's like $3 and you actually get fruit instead of fries, and it's like, and a toy. You get a toy.
Well, la-di-da. Well, this guy. So let me read you the story here, and we'll watch the video together because it's really worth watching. So a Delta man got violent, smashing over display cases and throwing trash can at staff at a Richmond McDonald's when his order was mixed up. So in a video by Kate Rebel and posted on TikTok, of course, a customer is seen shoving and smashing glass dividers and display cases after he was told he would not be served for allegedly knocking over a hand sanitizer stand on purpose. Rebel, who witnessed the exchange, explained in a separate video that the guy originally wanted to order a 4-piece chicken nugget Happy Meal, but McDonald's staff typed the order in wrong and as 4 orders of Happy Meals. So he got 4 Happy Meals.
So he got 4 times his food. I don't know what you're upset about here, bro.
And I feel like McDonald's will probably comp you, but let's take a moment, gentlemen, and we will watch the video here.
I'm excited. All right, let's watch this thing.
I'll turn up the volume.
Is there audio?
Yeah. Oh, the audio is not coming out on my... hold on just one moment.
We don't need the audio. It's fine. Whatever.
I'll have it for you in just a second here. There we go.
Oh, so there's nothing better than watching a grown man lose his shit at McDonald's.
It goes really bad.
It happens. So
no one steps in, to yo, dude, calm down.
Dude, there's a guy standing right next to him the whole time, and he does fuck all.
I can't. Well, that's Delta for you.
Is this the old guy right here in the blue?
Okay, there you go.
Boom. Are you guys not hearing the audio? Oh my god, what a...
I don't need the audio, it's fine. If
I'm watching is that the whole video?
No, it's going.
It's been minimized now. I can barely see it.
Oh, it shows that it's loading still.
Oh, he's knocking stuff over.
So no one steps in to be like, yo, dude, calm down.
Don't tell me to fucking get me out of here.
Oh my God.
And then he just walks away. He didn't. They wanted to refund him.
Oh,
And hold
okay.
on,
It
it doesn't end here. It doesn't end here. The best part is right at the end. Oh no, they don't show it. God damn it! So there was another little bit at the end where they showed that he was actually fighting cops. He was like fighting 4 cops in the parking lot. So
I like there's a point where he realizes he went too far and then he just changes his tune and takes off. You know what I mean?
yeah, like maybe that
He's
was maybe that was uncalled for.
Yeah, it's like once I hit the donut rack, I didn't need to do that. I should
This is sir, this is not Burger King.
Look,
that behavior will not be.
I've been training my whole life for situations like that. If I was in that fucking place, just straight up kick to the knee, slap to the fucking throat, put him down, and just be the hero of McDonald's and get a fucking free meal and just have everyone fucking golf clap me.
and then
It's okay.
raise you on a shield, carry you to your car in the parking lot on a shield.
Absolutely. Just eating the most delicious free Big Mac you've ever had in your life.
And I feel it has to be said. Flying into a rage over a Happy Meal. The irony of Delta. Any other meal, you know,
You're like, I get it.
I could understand it with one of those spicy habanero, maybe, like, you know.
Hilarious. I
Just,
love it.
Maybe he ordered a rage meal.
The irony of a Happy Meal. That's so fucking funny, dude.
Just and they're screaming, just take a bite. It'll make you happy. He takes a bite. He's like, oh, thank God.
It's like a Snickers commercial. It's like one of those Snickers commercials.
Yeah, or antidepressants or whatever.
So that's how it should
You
have ended. If the 3 of us were there, we would have wrestled him to the ground and said, "Get me some chicken McNuggets from the Happy Meal here, stat." And we would just force fed them to him and say, "That's right, come back."
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah, let him get that juice in him. Let him get that addictive McDonald's fucking mind-altering fucking calorie full.
The goop.
Yes, the absolute fucking
the
mind-numbing.
Soylent Green.
Yes, the Soylent Green shit. But also too, I just think about what just happened here. He ordered 1 Happy Meal. They gave him 4 Happy Meals. He's like, "How fucking dare you give me 4 times my food?"
I didn't say 4. I said 1. I'm
Like,
gonna
give me
punch
a
you in the
break.
face.
Jesus
I
Christ,
just like,
dude.
I feel so bad for customer service reps. I mean, people make fun of them all the time, but it's like this is the shit that these kids have to put up with. And anyone who's I've said this a million times. You know how in Israel they have mandatory 2-year military service?
Yes.
When you turn 18, I think in a consumer society like ours, there should be mandatory 2 years customer service. Like but at least 10 hours a week working at a coffee shop or McDonald's or the Gap or whatever. So I think you'd get a lot less of this shit.
Hold on.
Because people, the entitlement would, you know what I mean? People would remember what it was like, and then maybe not punch a cardboard Grimace in the face, you know?
Well,
and by the way, where was that hamburger police officer? Never mind. You know what? That reference, it just occurred to me.
I got it.
No, I was thinking of Mayor McCheese, but wasn't there like a Big Mac?
Yeah, there was.
No, there was the Hamburglar who was chased around by, I think, what was his name? Grimace, the taste bud.
Grimace, is that what he was?
Yeah, he's a taste bud. He's a purple taste bud.
Ew, that's
no
he
way.
He was a saliva gland.
100%.
That was his best friend.
100%. But also too, I wish we could have seen the part of the video where the cops come in and just club that guy like a baby seal
at the end,
just until into submission. He's like,
Sorry. I'm stuck on this Grimace thing. So he's a taste bud.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And his name is Grimace.
Yeah, and
why was it?
Yes.
Why wasn't his name Buddy? Buddy the Taste Bud. Buddy, not Grimace.
Hold on, Dylan. And I did locate the. Justin,
oh, there he is.
So I did locate. It's Officer Big Mac. There was actually one of the McDonald's mascot that was a cop, and it was Officer Big Mac. Yeah.
Guys,
Good call, Dylan.
Blue Macs matter. I want to establish that right now.
Why was his name not Buddy? That's so fucking true. Why was his name not fucking Buddy? This is so stupid.
Yeah, but
This is
no.
stupid.
Not only was his name not Buddy, it was a
Like,
verb.
Yes,
It was to grimace.
like he didn't like what he was tasting.
This is a grimace, like, ugh. So he's a taste bud whose name isn't Buddy,
Yeah.
and then and is a verb
Yeah.
for make a disgusted face.
Yes. Oh my God.
And this went unchecked for like 40 years. It just occurred to me that anybody under 35 is not going to get any of these references because they don't do the McDonald's family anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vera Bobo says she thought it was just a purple blob this whole time. Yeah. So we all did. We all just thought he was some weird purple fucking pylon fat piece of shit. No. No. I don't even know if that's what a taste bud looks like.
Purple pylon fat piece of shit. Oh, you got to make that the name of your first album, or like a rap song or something.
Yeah,
purple pylon fat. That is some serious dissing. Fuck
Yeah.
you purple pylon fat tub of shit.
All right, we got it.
Hilarious.
It is 9:59. 9:59. The show is almost over, gentlemen. I want to thank you, Dylan, and I want to thank you, Justin, for putting on a great show for us. I want to thank you in the chat for sticking with us through all our tangents of our McDonald's and what was the cop mascot's name in McDonald's and Buddy and all this stuff. We're having fun up here. Hope it was fun for you too.
Yes.
Oh,
Hope it was. It was fun.
It was fun. It was fun.
All right, let's do.
I need your boots, your clothes, and your motorcycle.
So let's go. We had a story. I'm gonna give you guys the choice. Okay, do you want to talk about Q? We did reference last week. We talked about Q starting an Alien Leaks project. We also have a story that we skipped about flight attendants that are taking self-defense training. You guys want to talk about
both?
that?
We can't do both. We can't squeeze in both.
I would rather talk about flight attendants than Q.
Okay.
If I never hear from Q ever again.
All right, let's talk about that, and I'll do a quick word at the end about the Project Galileo, Harvard University's new new search for alien life. But now in the news, gentlemen, there is something up in the air. We talked a few weeks ago about a flight attendant that was off duty on a plane and got up, had a freak out, and tried to open the door to the plane. We're hearing now, all these reports of people freaking out on planes all the time, and it's gotten so bad that flight attendants are now, they feel like they need to train themselves in self-defense amid a spike in unruly passengers, as reported by CNN.
Don't they already have marshals on planes?
Yeah.
For this?
Not enough, I guess.
Or was that a myth?
No, but how about this?
Hey, don't worry about terrorists. We got a marshal on the plane, but he's dressed just like you. Like, what? How about he's in a uniform with a shotgun? Just so I know he's there.
Yeah. Yes. Even if it's one of those sex bots who doesn't even really move or anything, just to know he's there. You know what I mean?
Oh, sorry.
Something
You said sex bot, and I went like that. It was supposed to be a shotgun, but
no, but my thing is, can you imagine if you're a flight attendant and you go to your boss, and you're like, look, man, people are getting crazy during these COVID times, and we're dealing with a lot. We're gonna sign you up for fucking MMA classes. You're like, wait a minute, what?
yeah.
You need to learn a close quarter fight.
Or how about some security? I mean, this reminds me of when after whichever school shooting it was on any given day in the United States, some dumbass came up with a give guns to teachers. Like,
yeah,
no. I want to de-escalate this.
Yes.
The most alarming thing about that story, by the way, is I didn't realize it was a former or an off-duty flight attendant who tried to open the door. I got an issue with flying.
We covered that story.
I'm afraid of flying, and I don't like it. And one of the reasons is I don't want it to blow up and I don't want to die. But I'd always believed that the air pressure would keep that door from opening, and now I'm finding out that this flight attendant knew something I didn't. So apparently you can. Hey, sleep easy, everybody.
Yeah.
You can open a door mid-flight.
I think
why
you
are
can.
they even? Yeah, I see. And again, hello, journalism. Like, why? Maybe people don't need to. If you can't trust them to not dress them up like a fucking douchebag in camo and fly around the airport in a drone, you can't trust them with the knowledge that you can just open a door mid-flight.
Listen, I think there should be a mental health survey or questionnaire or some sort of test you have to pass. Also with a signed agreement that you're not going to fucking shit your pants or fart on a flight anymore, because I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of these people who are just like want to talk to me or like want to fucking lose it on a flight attendant or want to fart nonstop. And I just want to fight off your whole family when you do that. I swear to God, it's just one big fucking fart can. I remember one time getting on a flight from Quesnel that I had to get on, and you're killing it.
It's Quesnel. The air is already one big fart.
Yeah. The plane is like silver, like the fucking planes in like the 50s, like with fucking, what's his name? That guy who grew his fingernails long and fucking, what's that guy's name? The billionaire guy? Howard Hughes, like a Howard Hughes plane. I get on this thing and I just remember it's like 15 people and I just go, hey, no farting. And everyone laughed.
And then they threw you off the plane.
No, but the plane was too small and I could see through the cockpit. And I don't know if you've ever seen a plane landing that you can see through the front. It's the scariest fucking thing in my life because they don't fly straight. They fucking go against the wind and you're strafing and you're going like this and the pilots are completely calm. And I'm like, we're gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna I fucking shit my pants. Sorry.
You're a victim. Again, you wouldn't have, anyway. You wouldn't be allowed on planes.
I can't get on. I don't like flying either. I need to have at least 2 or 3 whiskeys before getting on a plane. I just don't feel good about it at all. I feel nervous. I can really visualize like the fireball and the crash, and especially that about the minute and a half as you're careening towards the ground and everyone is screaming and kind of coming to terms with what's happening. I just don't want to live that. And that's
if it's any consolation, Mark, like your brain would say this is not happening and shut off.
Oh, I hope so.
Or you'd be decapitated by a hunk of wayward metal, or some peanuts would go in your mouth. And you'd have an allergic reaction, and
die.
Anyway, I think it's actually not. Why are we talking about this?
Because you're gonna fly
about our fear of flying. Yeah, our fear of flying.
I'm taking my first flight in a year and a half in about a week.
Well, enjoy. Bring your cyanide pill for the way down.
Yeah, exactly. So don't
just bite on that.
Yeah, bite on that. And now it's going to be full of COVID and all this stuff. So anyway, have fun. Have a good trip. I want to talk about one last thing before we go. Harvard is now launching a project. Harvard University is officially in the UFO game, boys, with the Galileo project. So now we have probably the most prestigious university in the world that is officially kind of tossing its hat in the ring, trying to find, aliens, really. That's really what they're looking for. This project was started by A.V. Loeb, who's the head of astrophysics at Harvard. He was one of the guys that determined that there was an object that came through the solar system in 2017 called Oumuamua. Did you guys remember that?
No.
Okay, so there was
No.
Okay, so real quickly, there was an object that came through our solar system in 2017. It was shaped like a large cylinder, probably.
Yes, I do remember this now.
Yes, and it was special because, when we have meteors on Earth, really what's happening is the Earth is traversing through the asteroid belt. It's the Earth that's moving through crap. It's not things landing here, right?
Yeah.
This was the first time that human beings tracked an object that came out of interstellar space. They did not come from the asteroid belt or another, a moon, a piece of something. It was really, truly an object from interstellar space. And the interesting thing was that when it came, it flew by the Earth. It came pretty close, actually, and it went around the sun. And as it passed the sun, it started moving faster. And usually an object like a meteor would drastically slow down. Like there was a little bit of like a slingshot effect, but then the gravity of the sun would pull the thing back and slow it down gradually. But this thing actually sped out of our solar system. So A.V. Loeb is one of the researchers that really put a lot of work into understanding what Oumuamua was. And he is now launching, because with all these sightings of UFOs that we're seeing out and about in Navy military ranges and all that stuff, he is launching the Galileo project, which is going to be a proper study of the stars and the UFO phenomena on Earth.
Wow. Listen, I don't know. All I know is that if anyone wants to come in and out of our solar system and they can do it that easy, clearly they're miles, years, centuries ahead of our technology, and they don't want anything to do with us. They just want our fresh water and our nice fucking whatever other resources they want. So it actually makes me scared to think that they're just coming and going as they please, because it just means our time is numbered. Our days are numbered.
We don't have any nice resources. Like even our air poisons us. Our rivers are polluted. Yeah. We don't have any of the nice like the animals are dropping off. Yeah, the forests are on fire. I've always had a theory that for now, that is until Las Vegas wants to build a new fountain, then they'll invade Canada and fucking steal the Fraser River.
You're gonna have it. It's a working river.
I've always had a theory that like aliens, like that we are just like a shithole, and aliens kind of know it. Like, because I spent a lot of time on the road, and you drive through places like Swift Current or Spasm. Like, you don't spend time there. You just get gas and cigarettes and carry on. And I think that's kind of what aliens are doing. They're landing. They're filling up on whatever. Water. They're stretching. They're taking a leak. They're just pulling over to take a leak on Earth and take a big purple alien piss, purple rain, and then they get on the flying saucer and away they go. Like, they never hang out ever.
Yeah, it's the Vanderhoof of the galaxy.
In this case, this is clearly an alien just going, are we going to stop on Earth? Like, I heard it was a shithole. All right, slingshot around that big yellow thing and let's get the fuck out of here, And
then they started singing climate change,
climate change, Galileo.
All right, gentlemen.
I love it.
I also love or maybe Harvard is just looking for some more donations.
That's a good.
It's just like,
that's a good.
We can't let poor people in, but maybe some rich aliens out there.
Hi-oh. I love it. All right, man. Mark, what do you think?
That's it. That's the show for tonight. We talked about aliens. We talked about all the crazy news in Vancouver and all around the world. That was the WFT show for this week. I just want to remind everybody that we are live every Thursday, 9 p.m. until the foreseeable future. Here on YouTube. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and make sure to watch our clips and join our Discord if you want to chat with us during the week.
Big announcement here. Ring the bell, Mark. We got another subscriber today, so we're up to 73. If we get to 100, I will do a live stream in a hot tub in my living room. That was promised. Questionable whether or not how naked I'll be or not, but probably more naked than not. So tune in for that. Get your friends. Just call up your mom, call up your dad. Just like, yo, can you just hit subscribe on this stupid channel? And then if I get to 100, you're in for a treat. Okay, just do that. Dylan, have you subscribed?
Yes, moments before the show.
Okay.
Just so I could read the live stream because you guys said I couldn't be. You said I couldn't be on if I didn't.
I love it.
And Mr. Doopy, you are correct. Earth is the spasm of the universe.
Oh, there you go. Mr. Doopy wins it tonight, you guys. It's always up for grab, but Mr. Doopy's the champ this week. We got to get a belt for that. But I had a lot of fun. Mark, thanks for everything you do. Dylan, thanks for being on. Thanks for giving us your time, bro.
The pleasure's all mine, fellas. Anytime. This is the most fun I've had in about a year and a half.
All right, and also check me out. Check me out at the end of the month doing a Comedy Brawl. This month, Comedy Brawl is Champions Month. It's gonna be all 8 previous winners of Comedy Brawl going head to head, and we will eventually be getting Dylan to come in and be one of the judges for that. So we look forward to that. But once more, man, thank you so much for your time, Dylan. Thank you everyone who listened. Have a great night. We'll see you next week. All right. Cheers.